a big mistake, Kay.
No, I made a mistake by causing my family so much heartache. But no more, Tabitha. My parents deserve to know that the real reason behind their problems is Ivy and David plotting to tear them apart.
Oh, what about your own plot to get Miguel away from Charity? Doesn't it entail distracting your mother with her own problems, David and Sam, so she won't have the energy to focus on Charity and Miguel?
Yeah, but maybe if I'm good and I tell the truth, then I can show Miguel that I'm as good as Charity is, and then he'll love me.
Don't be a fool, Kay. If you tell your mother the truth, she'll do everything in her power to keep Charity and Miguel together. Is that what you want?
Take your vows. You mean every word. Share a wonderful life. Have 3 beautiful children. Look forward to a happy future together. And now this. How can a marriage fall apart like this, TC?
Sam, it beats the hell out of me.
How could Grace want to go away with David?
I don't know, but I think that Eve is right, okay? You need to calm down, man. Try to think through this so you can save your marriage.
TC, my marriage is over, okay? My wife is going away on a romantic trip with another man. Another man! Hell, he's still her husband because Grace won't let him sign the annulment papers. Curse the day that he came into my life. Damn him. Damn him.
Look, will you stop with the pacing because you're wearing me out?
You know, it's amazing how everything becomes a story about you, Ivy.
No, David, it is a story about us. And all you have to do is make Grace fall in love with you again when you take her away. Then you will have the woman you love, and I will have the man I love.
You are a real piece of work, you know that?
I just go after what I want. And there is nothing wrong with that. And you should have done the same thing and given Grace those pills I offered you. And then when she woke up and realized she'd slept with you, she could have never faced Sam again.
No, I couldn't drug Grace, and I will not violate her. I will not manipulate her. Not like that, Ivy.
It's a little late in the day, don't you think, David? I mean, our entire scheme is based on one big manipulation. Oh, don't give me that look, please. No, you know, if I hadn't talked you into this whole
Talked me into it. You blackmailed me.
you would have never met Grace. And let's face it, David, dear, you want her as much as I want Sam. And all you have to do to get Grace is stop complaining and go along with the rest of our plan. Then I will have Sam, and you will have the love of your life, Grace.
It's just not true, Eve. I don't want to be with David. I love Sam.
I'm not buying it, Grace. Wasn't it just your opinion that I kissed Julian because I wanted to revisit my past and be with Julian again? So let me just hold up the same mirror to you. I can completely understand why Sam blew up and why he's so angry at the thought of you going with David because he believes that you want to be with him, and so do I. No. Why does a woman go to a romantic place with a man? You want to be with David. Why don't you just admit it?
Precious, what have you got there?
My chow, I hope. And some more lemonade.
You are such a suck-up. I'm still trying to figure out why you're digging a hole in my basement.
It's all part of the plan.
Plan, huh? Plan to bankrupt me because it's going to cost me thousands of dollars to replace that floor.
Yeah, well, it'll be worth it.
What? What? What kidnapping Sheridan is worth it? You are never going to be able to pull this off.
Are you kidding? This little operation's gonna go smooth as silk.
Oh. She thinks she knows the whole story. She thinks she's gonna go running away with old Bethy Pooh. Boy, is she deluded. Because Beth is only using Charlie to carry out her wicked, wicked plan of taking Sheridan's baby, passing it off as her own just so she can be with Louise. Huh? How she's gonna pull that little trick off, I don't know. What in the Sam Hill is wrong with me? I'm talking to a monkey. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I mean orangutan.
You know, it would be perfect, you and Louise getting married at Sheridan's cottage. And it is going to make her so happy planning your guys' wedding.
No, but if Luis is against it.
I think we can change his mind. Thanks.
But you know how he feels about it being paid for with Crane money?
Sheridan is not like the rest of her family. And besides, I already explained that it's Sheridan and my money now.
Still, I don't want him feeling uncomfortable at his own wedding.
You won't. Look, I think that you and I can convince him that this is the right thing to do for the both of you guys.
I hope so.
You really believe that?
Yes.
We'll never be together.
What else can I think?
Well, anything but that.
No. Luis, it is time that we accept that we are never going to be together and move on with our lives.
I would hold the hand of the one who could lead me places and kiss the lips of the one who could sing so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of a bird I knew could take me high as breathe in, breathe out. You keep me alive. You are the fire burning inside of me. You are my passion for life.
My parents have been in so much pain lately, Tabitha. I can't let it go on. I just can't.
What about you, dear? Can you live with the pain of not having Miguel, the father of your baby? Living without him for the rest of your life?
What about the pain that I've caused my family? I mean, the only way that I'm going to be able to redeem myself is by getting my parents back together.
And if that happens, oh, Grace will work to keep Charity and Miguel together.
Well, I can't think about that right now.
Well, I can. Because if Charity and Miguel get back together and make love, Charity will come into her full powers and I'll be destroyed. And I cannot let that happen. Just don't do anything hasty, Kay. Think carefully. And if you do decide to tell your parents the truth, you'll lose Miguel forever. And forever is a very long time.
Come on, Sammy, you have to try and calm down. Try and resolve this situation with you and Grace, or otherwise, you and Grace won't have a chance, man.
And so be it. TC, look at this garden. It's overgrown. Hasn't been tended to in weeks. Weeds choking it, sucking the life out of it. It's dying. Like my marriage. Look, maybe I can't save my marriage, but I can save this garden. What am I talking about? I don't even live here anymore. I moved out. I'd have to make a special trip just to water the plants.
Hey, it's worth saving.
I planted this tree when Grace and I first moved into our house all those years ago. Did you know that this is the only thing that survived when I lost my first home? I always thought it represented Grace and my marriage. Strong, unyielding, Something that could survive any adversity. I was wrong.
I was dead wrong.
No, I don't want to be with David. I only love Sam. The only reason I'm going away with David is to find a way to be with Sam.
Grace, that rationalization borders on the fantastic.
But it's true. You know, David says if I go see all the places that we were together, I will remember being in love with him. And I want to prove to him that's just not going to happen.
What if the past intrudes, Grace, and you fall in love with David?
It's not going to happen.
Well, are you sure? Because maybe you were curious about what it would be like to be with someone else. Maybe you're curious about David.
No. No, I'm not.
Do you remember talking about that vision that I had with Julian? Well, let's talk about the one that you had with David. At least the vision that I had with Julian was about our lives. Now, if I remember correctly, the vision you had with David was about nothing but sex.
That'll do it.
Look, Eve, you're wrong. I love Sam.
Okay, then why are you going away with David? Why don't you just have him sign the annulment papers right now?
Because I want him to see that there is no chance for the two of us ever to have a relationship, and that way he can sign the annulment papers with a clear conscience.
I hope you're not lying to yourself, Grace.
What do you mean?
Maybe you want to be with David. Maybe you want to make love to him.
Well, I can't accept that we'll never be together. Sheridan, we love each other. Come on, we were meant to be together.
I used to think that, but not anymore.
Why?
Because something or someone always comes between us. Look, our wedding was stopped because Teresa's secret came out. And then on what would have been our honeymoon, the boat blew up and you thought I was dead.
Yeah, but you're not. Sheridan, you came back to me.
I came back with your brother, who rescued me, with whom I fell in love, not knowing he was your brother because I had amnesia.
Gosh, but when you did come back, you remembered us. You remembered everything that we had together.
Luis, we still couldn't be together. Because Antonio was stricken with this horrible illness, and we couldn't tell him the truth about us because we were afraid the shock would kill him.
Sheridan.
And not only that, but it was my fault that he was dying.
Sheridan.
And you know what? We always have these misunderstandings. You think I'm in love with Antonio. I think you're in love with Beth. We even planned a double wedding, and I ended up marrying Antonio.
Yeah, we would have been married if we hadn't missed each other at the Justice of the Peace's office. Sheridan, we would have eloped.
Luis, that is my point. Something or someone always comes between us. Even after I married Antonio, we still couldn't tell him the truth because he went into a coma.
That was only because he was very ill at the time.
No, it was because I was with you when I should have been giving him his medication. And now I'm pregnant with a baby that could be yours or Antonio's. But Beth is definitely pregnant with your child.
Sheridan, I know our history. That's why I'm doing everything I can to change it.
But you can't.
Yeah, of course I can.
No. Luis, it can't be changed. I mean, can't you see? I finally have realized this, that someone or something always comes between us, no matter how hard we try. Luis, this is a sign. It is fate that we are just not meant to be together.
Well, that prescription that Eve called in for Sheridan's not ready yet. So.
Oh, that's... Excuse me. It's my mother. Just... What do you want, Mother?
Charlie Horse here is digging up our entire basement. She says it's part of your plan.
Yeah, that's right, it is. So stay out of her way.
This is my house, too. And I sure as shooting don't want to be implicated in any crime, much less end up in a cell next to you and Charlie Horse here.
Well, don't worry, because I won't be caught.
Really? Gee, what do you think would happen if I called Luis and asked him to come over and check out the pipes in our basement? What do you think he'll do when he sees Charlie, digging a hole in the basement, or sees those clown masks, huh?
Right, all right. I'll be home in a minute.
Everything okay?
Yeah, it's fine. It's just that my mother needs me. Could you do me a favor and just tell Luis I'll call him later?
Sure.
And about the wedding.
Hey, listen. Don't worry about a thing. It's not going to be too long before you and Luis are husband and wife.
Okay. See you later.
Okay, bye. Sheridan, you were not going to give up hope. All right, I won't let you. We're going to find a way to be together.
Luis, there is no hope. We are not meant to be. We're just not.
All right, just don't get upset, okay? Come on, it's not good for you or the baby.
Luis, sometimes a couple just has to accept their fate.
No. Sheridan, no. Comes Antonio. Hey, look, the pharmacy doesn't have your prescription yet, so I'll stay here and wait on it. Luis, do you mind taking her back to the cottage? And that way I'll come back whenever I get the pills. All right. Let's go. Someday soon, little brother, we'll both be happily married.
There's so many ways this can go wrong, Ivy. Kay knows what we're doing. Eve knows what we're up to. I mean, secrets come out.
Stop worrying.
You think you're this close to being with Sam and me being with Grace, but I'm not so sure. The way I see it is, we're this close to being revealed, to being discovered.
It's not gonna happen, so just trust me, okay?
Okay, Eve and Grace are in the kitchen talking, and I'm sure it's a very emotional conversation. And when people are having emotional conversations, Ivy, sometimes their mouths get ahead of their thoughts, all right? Eve could blurt everything out, in which case it is all over for us.
It's even easy to understand how you could allow yourself to be with David because you think he's your husband. So you want to try something different, and you also want to lead a moral life, and you think that you have found yourself a loophole. You think that you're married to David legally and in the eyes of the church, so it's all right to sleep with him. Since you think he's your husband, you can be with David guilt-free.
You know, Eve, you keep saying, I think David is my husband. He is my husband. I mean, unless you know something that I don't. Eve, is there something you need to tell me?
Can you really do that, Kay? Can you live without Miguel forever?
A more important question is if I can live with the guilt I'm feeling forever.
Oh, well, you never let that stand in your way before.
Oh, things are different now. The further along I get in my pregnancy, the more I think about what kind of mom I'm going to be and the relationship I'm going to have with my child. I want to be a good mother. And I want what's best for my baby. I don't want my child to grow up and keep secrets from me or to cause the kind of pain that I am causing my family. And that's why I have to tell the truth, Tabitha. I can't do this.
Sheridan, please don't give up hope.
Luis, we're just not meant to be together.
That isn't true. Now, Sheridan, we've always loved each other and we always will. Our love has lasted through the ages. We've seen our past lives together.
Yeah, but think about those past lives and all the tragedies that have followed us. All right, first, there was ancient Egypt, and I died in your arms. Then there was our past life on the Titanic. We fell in love. It was wonderful and magical. But then the ship sank, and I watched your body slip through the icy waters, and I ended up with Antonio. Yes, you and I have shared a great, passionate love. But there have always been tragedies that have kept us apart.
Yeah, well, that was the past.
But that's what we have to learn from. We have to accept that we are not going to be together in this lifetime. Look, something always tries to keep us apart, and I just don't have the energy to fight it anymore.
You hear that confounded racket? Even I can hear that noise.
Music to my ears.
Music?
My plan's in motion.
Your plan is not only noisy, it is stupid. I can't hear myself think with Charlie digging up in our basement.
Charlie would dig all the way to China if I asked her.
What's in that bag?
I kidnapped Sheridan. I have to keep her on a very short leash. Don't you think Sheridan would look fetching in these?
You are my passion for life.
Grace, there is something that I need to tell you.
Your image, your name will be dragged through the mud. Dr. Russell, your husband, your daughters, this entire town will see you for the slut that you really are. You are going to do exactly what I tell you to do, Eve. You are going to change those DNA test results, or I will ruin your life.
For pity's sake, Eve, if you got something to tell me.
I do. Grace. I'm sorry that I was so harsh with you earlier. I shouldn't have been. It's just that what you were saying about me wanting Julian again, I didn't even want to consider it because I was afraid that you might be right. I'm sorry. But I do want you to realize that I love TC. He's the only man that I want, and I wouldn't do anything to endanger our love.
Eve, you know, you don't have to apologize. I understand. You know, and what you said, well, really affected me. And, well, I just wonder.
What?
Well, maybe part of what you said is true. I mean, maybe I am a little curious about David.
Well, it would be perfectly natural. I mean, especially for you because you had amnesia. You don't even remember David at all. So it would be like forbidden fruit, just safe forbidden fruit.
And I just don't know why all this had to happen. David coming back, Sam and me torn apart. Well, why did all these terrible things have to happen?
You're such a worrywart, David.
Actually, a realist.
Kay has as much as said that she is on our side. And Eve is not about to tell Grace about us because she's afraid her own secrets will come out.
Well, I wouldn't count on Eve not talking. The woman has a lot of integrity.
The woman has an incredibly sordid past.
I still think.
No, David, I don't want you to think. I want you just to stay the course. You know, I haven't entirely forgiven you yet for not taking Grace away before Sam found out about the trip. Because if you had, I would be comforting him right now. I would have his head in my lap. I would be running my fingers through his incredibly thick hair. Oh, God, the thought of it.
Ivy, please, don't count your chickens.
Mine are going to hatch, David. All of mine are going to hatch. All of my dreams are finally going to come true.
You can tell me to accept it all you want, but I won't.
You have to.
No. Right, after everything that has happened in our past lives and in this one, there has to be a solution.
But there isn't. Antonio wants me to plan your wedding. Beth is having your child.
And I'll be there for Beth and the baby. Sheridan, you're the woman I love. You're the one that I want to be with. I mean, not to mention, you're carrying my baby, too.
We don't know if this is your baby
yes,
for sure.
I do. All right, it is, and I'm going to find a way to be with you and the baby.
How? Antonio will never stop pushing for this wedding, and he's gonna start to wonder why you don't want to marry Beth.
I'll keep stalling. You know what? I'll go to Beth and I'll ask her to tell Antonio that she doesn't want to have the wedding here and she wants to plan it herself. Like, come on, a wedding is a personal thing, and she can say she wants to do it herself.
But that's asking a lot of Beth.
Well, Beth is a good friend, and she'll do it. And that'll buy us some more time so I don't have to go through with this wedding. All right? I'm gonna go over to Beth's right now. Now, I love you. Okay? We're gonna find a way to be together. Don't give up hope. Okay?
Now, Louise. How are we ever gonna be together?
How's it going down here?
Beth! Oh! 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 Yeah, Sheridan will never know what hit her.
Well, good work, Charlie. But, you better keep digging, huh?
Oh, anything for you, Bethy.
Okay.
You are a wicked, wicked girl, Beth, leading Charlie on this way.
Just zip it, Mother.
You don't care for her. You don't even want to be her friend. And just wait till she finds out that you want to marry Louise. She's gonna bust a gasket.
I am going to marry Louise. And guess where we're gonna hold the wedding?
In your pathetic dreams.
Sheridan's cottage.
What? No.
Yeah, it was Antonio's idea. And he talked Sheridan into planning the wedding. Isn't it perfect?
Perfectly despicable.
No, serendipitous. It is gonna be a beautiful wedding. Hey, that's my fantasy. Get your own man. All right, Charlie, I'm gonna go back upstairs. How's it going?
It won't be long now, Bethy.
Right. It won't be long before Louise is mine. I can't take it anymore. I have to tell my parents the truth.
Hey, listen, now, wait a minute. Do you remember how your mother tossed you aside when Charity came to live in Harmony? How she's always put Charity first?
Tabitha, maybe I was wrong about that. And maybe my mom really does love me. Charity is my mom's twin sister's daughter. It's only natural she'd have a really special connection to her, especially after my aunt died in such a horrible death. Now, the more I think about it, the more I realize what a brat I'm being.
And with good reason. Your mother has spent her whole life ignoring you. Everything and everyone else in her life is more important than you.
No, that's not true. I remember when I was a little girl, we used to have these special days. It was just me and her. And when she'd take me to the park, and she'd push me on the swings, and then she'd get me ice cream afterwards. I remember thinking then what a lucky little girl I was to have a mom like her. I'm sorry, but I just can't hurt my parents, Tabitha. I can't.
I don't know why all this is happening now, Grace. Maybe it's just our time to be challenged.
Our time?
Well, I mean, we've had the perfect marriages and the perfect families, careers. And face it, we've been living the American dream.
Yeah, we have.
So maybe with so much perfection, it's time for something to go wrong.
With so many things. I mean, demons and evil, my sister being killed. Kay is pregnant with Miguel's baby, Charity Miguel torn apart.
Oh, look at my daughters, both of them in love with the same man. And Whitney wants to quit tennis and move to California and become a singer. Maybe that's why we're both looking back toward our past. Offers us some comfort from the present.
No, and I don't want my past, Eve. I want my present. I want my family back. And I just want to be with Sam.
So you think you're gonna be marrying Louise, do ya?
I don't think I am.
So how you gonna be explaining that sack of sugar on your honeymoon? Gonna tell your husband that your baby's extra sweet?
I will think of something.
You got too many plates spinning in the air there, Bethy, and they're all gonna come crashing down on top of you.
Beth's a good friend. Yeah, she'll do what I ask her. Just tell Antonio we don't want to have the wedding. Well, they took their time about it, but here's your prescription.
Thank you.
Where's Luis?
He had to leave.
Good, because there's something I want to talk to you about.
What?
Well, I've been trying to convince Luis that marrying Beth is a good thing. That's the right thing to do. You know, I mean, they've been seeing each other on again, off again for so many years now, and now that Beth's pregnant with his baby. I think that Luis had just stepped up to the plate and marry Beth. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm gonna have a hard time convincing him of that, so that's where you come in. Would you mind helping me?
Luis, it is time that we accept that we are never going to be together and move on with our lives.
Got to find a way to stop Kay blowing the whistle on David and Ivy. Without any problems of her own, Grace will have far too much time to worry about Charity and Miguel. Kay will be pushed right out of the picture. And then Charity and Miguel will get married and make love, and she'll come into her full powers. And that will mean curtains for yours truly. What to do? What to do?
My dad's hurting so badly. I have to tell my mom the truth about David and Ivy right now.
I feel like everything in my life is out of my hands now. I have no control over anything. My family, my marriage. It's like there's someone out there making things happen around me, manipulating me.
It's all coming together, David. All we have to do is take advantage of the situation. All you have to do is make Grace fall in love with you, and then you will have everything you want. And I'll have Sam.
Well, the one thing that I know for certain now is that I have got to tell TC the truth. I was so close to doing it on the pier, and then I saw how upset Whitney was. But he's got to know the truth about my son and about Julian. Just let the chips fall where they may.
Well, the truth will only make your marriage stronger.
I hope so.
Yeah, I want that for my marriage too, but I don't know how I'm gonna do it. You know, I really thought going away with David would... I don't know, I just wish someone would show up, solve all my problems, get Ivy out of my life. Let me have Sam back.
I'm gonna put a stop to this right now. I'm gonna tell Mom the truth.
But I know it's just a pipe dream. Nobody's gonna walk through the kitchen door and solve all my problems with Ivy and David.
So what do you say, Sheridan? Will you help me?
Yes. I'll help you convince Luis that he should marry Beth. Nothing is gonna come crashing down on me, Mother. It's all going to go as planned.
That's right, Beth. Everything will go as planned. I just came in to check on the chains you bought. Beth, we'll need stronger chains than these to keep Sheridan's body on the ocean floor. I'll have to return them to the hardware store later.
I don't know what I'd do without you, Charlie.
You're never gonna have to find out.
Oh.
Boy, is she in for a surprise, and so are you, because you are never, ever gonna get away with this.
It is all going to work out just the way I planned.
What happens if Luis walks in the door right now and he sees the chains and the clown mask, huh? And he hears Charlie digging up the basement, huh? And most of all, he sees that sack of sugar you're carrying around in your belly. You, Missy, are gonna be finished.
Well, he's not here, so drop it.
Beth, we need to talk.
The jig is up, Bethy Boo.
If you walk out that door with David to test your feelings with him, there is no us.
I'm gonna ask Whitney to marry me.
There's no way that I can marry you now, considering the way I feel about Sheridan. Who are you? What the hell's going on down here?
NBC.